Welcome back to Ep.4 of the Who's Keeping Score podcast, where three lifelong friends talk about sports beyond the stats. Today we have a jam-packed episode. We're talking about the NFL draft, just happened 2 days ago. Talk about the first couple rounds, our thoughts about each teams, the best picks. Going to move on to our NBA playoff thoughts, bad teams, best players, all the drama that is happening in the NBA playoffs. We're going to do a sports movies draft. We're going to switch it up from like players draft. We're going to do a sports movies draft today. And today and moving forward into our future episodes, we will be doing a non-sports trivia question and a sports trivia question so that we give some love to our sports fans and our non-sports fans. So that is going to be our episode today. And let's get it started with the NFL draft recap. Gentlemen,
And you wanna take it, Jaden?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the biggest elephant in the room is the Shador stuff. And I have been thinking so much about it, and I don't honestly know how I feel. Because, like, one, like, I'm not gonna lie and say, like, I'm this big quarterback analyst that knows the ins and outs of the position better than these scouts do. But
yeah,
for him to be apparently the second best quarterback on the board all the way up until about 4 days ago, and then for him to fall to the fifth round, the fifth quarterback taken, or I want to say the sixth quarterback taken
Yeah.
in
yeah.
a quarterback like a not very good quarterback class, like it just feels like there's something going on.
There has to be. There has to be something that either the media hasn't posted or something that we don't know. Because as of like a month ago, he was the projected number one overall pick in the draft. Like not even like first round, end of first round, like number one consensus. It was like minus 500 to bet on for him to be the number one pick.
Yeah.
And something must have happened to cause him to go down, and it makes the NFL kind of look not great just because it's not like he's like an average QB that just has a lot of like a lot of followers and a lot of fans, and but he's like legitimately really good. Like he is a good quarterback.
Led college football in completion percentage this year.
Yeah.
Like,
So apparently he was a horrible interview, like with a few teams that he went to interview with, which were I think the first three or four teams in the draft. And a bunch of GMs were coming out and saying like he was the most disrespectful person that they've ever been in a room with, and he thought of himself like he was God and wouldn't give anybody else any time of day. And it seems like all of the GMs kind of came together and were like, we're gonna make an example out of this guy for thinking that he is, grander than we are, and we're just not gonna draft him. And it got to the point where like Dylan Gabriel and Tyler Show and all of those people who are not good at football were being drafted to teams that needed quarterbacks before Shador. And if you saw the video of once the Browns finally got him in the fifth,
it did not look
there
happy.
was a video of their war room, and they all just looked super pissed that they like were forced to draft him. They like he definitely was not going to get drafted until somebody came in and gave a call. It was like, okay, fine, here, finally,
Yeah.
we can take him now.
And what are the Browns going to do now? They have five quarterbacks on their roster,
I,
and
the
all of
Browns are going to
them
brown man
are
bad.
subpar at best. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know. I don't know.
the dude from Louisville started college in 2018. Like he
Yeah,
started
he's
college the same
26,
year we started college, and then he is now a first round or a second round draft pick to
and
a
he
team
went
that
viral
needs
during the combine for being bad. Like he
like
threw a ball into the dirt, and he got
Yeah.
drafted
Yeah.
before Shador. It was
yeah.
crazy.
So like you can tell me the interview was bad, and like I don't know if I necessarily believe everything I read either, but I don't know. To fall to the fifth round is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it reminds me of Cam Whitmore from the 2024 NBA draft, where he was projected number five in the draft, had a horrible interview and dropped to like 22 or something in the draft, but like dropping from one to 144 like is
It's
unheard
the
of.
biggest fall ever in any sport.
And
It's the
any
biggest fall for any draft of any sport ever. It's insane. And I don't know because now it's like exactly what Alex said. What do they do? Like he might not even make the roster.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so then what happens?
Yeah, and
No,
it's
the Brown. If he doesn't make the Browns roster, that would be insane.
But they didn't want him in the first place. So if they were
But
forced to draft him,
at a
and then
certain point,
now
when is it like, oh, we need to win games? Like who's the Browns starting quarterback right now? Dorian Finney-Smith or
no, Kenny Pickett.
Dorian
I
what's
think
his
it's
actual
Kenny
name?
Pickett.
Dorian Thompson,
Dorian
Dorian
Finney-Smith is
Smith.
the
basketball
NBA
player.
player. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, DTR, but DTR got
DTR.
traded.
I know. So right now,
So,
technically it's Joe Flacco.
oh,
It's
what
not
a
Kenny
guy.
Pickett.
I think Joe Flacco has the one, and then Kenny Pickett's off the bench, and then Dylan Gabriel
Dylan Gabriel, and
and
then
then Shedeur
There's
Shador,
Sanders
no
and
like
someone else. I don't even know
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun
But
Watson.
you're
yeah,
the
Voldemort.
you're the Browns and you're going into your season starting with either Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco,
Yeah.
50-year-old Joe Flacco at quarterback.
Yeah.
They're the Browns, man.
It's unbelievable.
I
And
mean, it's good for the Ravens. So
yeah, living in Pittsburgh right now, there's big rumors going around with the Steelers franchise because they only have Mason Rudolph on their roster, and
Yeah,
they went all of their rounds. They drafted some quarterback in like the sixth round, but he's from Ohio State, but not
that
very
was I
good.
was gonna ask you about that because uh there were a bunch of reports going out before the draft that they were going to treat the draft as if they knew that they weren't getting Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, I
Like
know.
that no matter what happened, I'm not going to let Aaron Rodgers affect my decision because we know that there's a chance that he could go to Pittsburgh, but they're going to go throughout the draft and pretend that that's not even a thing. And obviously, that wasn't true because they would have picked
They would
a
have picked
quarterback in the
someone.
first round. At Shador's line going into the draft after all the interview stuff, he moved from like 6.5 to 21.5 because the Pittsburgh pick was
there's no
21.
Was
way.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
so they're like, there's no way that he goes past the Steelers because they need a quarterback. And then
exactly.
obviously that didn't
Yeah,
happen.
I'm watching the draft with all my Steelers friends, and we're sitting there watching, and they all thought Shedeur was going to go in the top five, top six picks. So then when he didn't, everybody's like, okay, we're landing with him. Like we'll accept the fact that he had bad interviews, we'll take him. And then Jackson Dart was also still available, so it's like you're getting one of those two for sure. And then they draft, a defensive tackle, and everybody's like freaking out because they're like, okay, does that mean Aaron Rodgers is now a Pittsburgh Steeler, or does that mean that we are going to rock with Mason Rudolph the entire year?
But what's
Aaron Rodgers
crazy,
could still retire.
I don't
Yeah,
even think Aaron Rodgers like solves Pittsburgh's problems.
no, I'm not at all. I
No.
mean,
Like
I
the Jets had a better like offensive core than the Steelers do
for by a
this year.
Yeah.
landslide. The Steelers, I mean,
And the Jets were not even 500 last year, barely 500.
yeah, but it was so funny because all of my friends were like, dude, if our starting lineup was Shedeur Sanders, DK Metcalf, and George Pickens, we might the whole roster is going to get ejected every game. Like it is the most like unprofessional lineup of all time.
That
But
is
There's
really
George Pickens standing at the TV waiting before he got
yeah,
drafted. It's so
exactly,
funny.
exactly.
oh
So,
my
That's awesome.
but yeah,
That's obviously the main like storyline is what Shador did, but there were a couple other teams that made some pretty big moves, like the trade up
mhm,
for Travis Hunter
for
with
Travis
the
Hunter.
yeah.
Jags.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's obviously an incredible talent. They gave up a good amount to move up
Mhm.
and get him. But if he can go into the league and do, you know, 50% of what he did in college, that's still a good move in my opinion. Like he is unbelievably talented.
Do
it's
you mean
ridiculous.
50% of them playing one side of the ball?
Yeah, what position is he
No,
playing?
like I so he said before the draft that
He
that
wants
the
to play
team that
both.
drafts him has to play both or he's gonna quit.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But I think that he'll probably start out at corner would be my guess because it's there are more good receivers than good corners.
Absolutely. But at the same time, a Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter wide receiver duo
Is
is
crazy.
very exciting.
And
I think he's a
remember
better receiver than he is corner.
a couple years ago, Trevor Lawrence was like
Was good.
one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah,
And he hasn't had a team to like let him really show that. So he
Yeah.
now has two like super weapons that he can use.
Yeah, I saw something that was like, if I wanted to watch 3 hours of 32 boring picks, I would be watching Trevor Lawrence highlights, and I thought that was hilarious. But but yeah, I mean, congratulations, obviously, to Cam Ward 1-1 after the Shador Sanders drop. It was kind of clear that he was going to be the 1-1, so kudos to him. But besides that, I think the Giants had a great draft. I think they did well with Jackson Dart. I think they did well. Cam Scatterbo.
Bro, I was
I'm a
so
Cam.
excited to see that pick.
I'm a big Cam Scatterbo
I
fan.
had never heard of him until I watched the Arizona State, Texas, I think,
Texas. Yep.
Texas
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
And
This
me and
team was
Ariana were
stacked.
sitting there, and they said his name every 30 seconds because he was on every freaking play, no
Hmm.
matter
Yeah.
what was going on. I was like such a huge fan. So I got the notification. I was like, oh,
Yep.
that's
And
hilarious.
like his reaction, he was so emotional, like with his whole
Yeah.
family. It was great to see.
I don't think that I'm going to disagree with you, actually. I don't think that Jackson Dart
I,
is any sort of upgrade from Daniel Jones. And we
Wow.
saw how Daniel Jones, he's just the Giants, all the Giants do is draft a tall, white, handsome dude. And that's it. That's
Yeah.
all that they do. And so they just keep rotating those people. He's just I think he's going to be pretty similar to Daniel Jones, and we saw how that went.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting
yeah,
take there for sure.
I would not be surprised if this time next year the Giants' whole regime is just completely different. Like
mhm.
head coach gone, GM gone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not surprised at all.
One
Yeah.
one pairing that I'm excited to see this year from the draft is in Oakland or Las Vegas now,
I
the
was just gonna
Raiders
say that. Yeah.
with Pete Carroll coaching Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
Um, because we saw what Pete Carroll did with Marshawn Lynch all those years
Yeah.
ago. And
Mhm.
now the best running back in the history of college football, numbers wise, gets to go to a run heavy scheme with Pete Carroll leading the charge.
And they
And
have
so
a
we could see him putting up some big numbers.
they have a good offense. Like Geno Smith with Genty behind him, with Jacoby Myers and whoever else they have at wide receiver, and Brock Bowers coming off of an incredible season. Like they have weapons now.
I'm just really mad that you said great offense and the third person you named was Jacoby
Yeah,
Myers.
Jacoby Myers. I mean, what are we, Alex, what are we talking about?
Jacoby Myers was a stud last season.
That's like, it's a fine offense. I wouldn't say it's a great offense.
It's
I mean,
it's
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers is
Brock
great.
Bowers is due
Brock
for
Bowers
a
is a
sophomore
stud.
slump, though. Due
Dude,
for a sophomore
dude,
slump.
dude
No,
for
Brock Bowers is amazing.
he's so good. But I was just
Yeah.
saying the
He's elite.
Raiders haven't had a good offense in a very long time, and now they
That's
have some sort of weapons, and I think Ashton Genty can do really well there.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Jaden, do you like what the Ravens did?
Yeah, this I don't remember his name. The safety from Georgia, I thought I hadn't like completely honest, never heard of him before, but apparently he's super super solid, and apparently like him and Kyle Hamilton together is there. People are saying like it's going to be one of the best safety duos in the country or in the NFL. So I'm looking forward to it. I never really know how these draft. You never know how they're going to go until it happens, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it for sure.
Absolutely. And for the viewers, Jaden, massive Ravens fan,
Massive, massive.
and Jacob and I are Commanders fans, just for the knowledge of the viewers. So
Yeah.
Jacob, I think the Commanders did well. I mean, we needed like 3 or 4 positions, and we got the 3 or 4 positions. Like Josh
Yeah.
Crono Jr. is, I mean, ginormous.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's got to protect the kid.
He's
All this
he's
stuff.
good. I've heard that his strongest spot is left tackle, and
Hmm.
we just got Laramie Tunsil, who's a left tackle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully he'll be able to transition to a different spot so that they can play at the same time.
Hmm.
But either way, I mean, our we know who our king is, and you got to do what you got to do to protect the king. So
Have to.
I'm
Have
fine
to.
with it. And then we needed a corner, which we got, and we needed
Hmm.
a wide receiver three, which we got.
Yeah. One of the
And
fastest
so
players in the draft, also, by the way.
I'm not all that mad. I've been very happy with the
Hmm.
Commanders' new office, so
Yeah.
gotta keep trusting them.
Absolutely.
Are you guys
Absolutely.
concerned with the Like you know how CJ Stroud was supposed to be was had a great rookie year and then kind of fell off
Nope.
last year. Are you concerned about that at all?
Never,
Nope.
Jaden Daniels?
never,
Nope.
You're
never.
not a doubt, you're
I am
not.
not. Jaden Daniels is better than CJ Stroud,
Yes,
Okay.
and he will be better than CJ Stroud this year as well.
Heard it
100%.
here
Jaden
first.
Daniels can move way better than
Yeah.
CJ. So
But
it adds another level.
people were arguing that CJ Stroud was a top five quarterback in the league at the end
Yeah.
of last season, at the end of 2 seasons ago.
He had a great rookie season, a great rookie season. But
Like
People
literally
can
the
argue all they
exact
want.
same
he,
spot.
he went into the sophomore year with a lot of weapons. They all got hurt, and he did nothing to figure out how to be good without any of his
He
offensive
also
weapons.
didn't bring Zach Ertz to the NFC Championship game.
He didn't
So
didn't do that.
Okay.
He didn't make De'Ame Brown look like prime
yeah,
Antonio. Dude, he was making everybody look like a stud out there.
I'm excited for football to come back, man. Who's keeping score can get into some fantasy football talk.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be a great time up in here. We moving
Can't
on
wait.
to NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered it.
Absolutely, I think so as well. So, just want to start off. The Nuggets being my championship might come back and not do so well for me there because the Clippers look so good and the Nuggets look like it is a Jokic GM team, Jokic coach team, Jokic assistant coach team, and Jokic all five position teams, which is not bad, but man, they don't know they don't look like they know what they're doing.
And what I forgot, Alex, when we did this last week, they fired Malone what a
Like
month
3 weeks
ago?
ago, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
for you to pick them to go to your championship on a coaching staff that's been there for less than a month is kind of wild.
Yeah, I know. I had trust in Jokic to do his thing, and I had trust in Michael Porter Jr. to shoot the ball. But it's literally just Jokic had what
What?
37, 22, and 10 last night.
I
Like
think the biggest difference
I
between
mean, it's
their
still 2-2.
yeah,
the title run, and their team right now, Jamal Murray is not the same player
not at all.
that he was when they went on their title run,
Not at
and
all.
he really it makes a massive difference because it takes so much of a load off of Jokic.
I mean, back then they were talking about like that being the next Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah,
Hmm.
best 1-2 duo in the league,
Like,
Yeah.
and it's
and
just
he just
not. He's
doesn't have
not
it
that.
anymore.
But I do think that it has been the most exciting series to watch so far. Every
Yeah.
game has come down to the wire. It is a lot of
Yeah,
fun to
Was
watch.
was Aaron Gordon? That's a good bucket.
That is a good
uh-huh.
bucket. Off of his
Counts.
hand.
That's a good bucket.
Off of his hand. And the
I
fact
think
that
dunking that is a very bold
I
move
agree. It was the fact that they called it in
on the
originally
court. Yeah,
that there wasn't enough to reverse it
bro. I watched it so many times and I
so
couldn't
many
decide.
times. It was one of the closest endings I've ever
Yeah,
seen in basketball.
it was Michael Phelps 2008 versus
Yeah,
Cavich
yeah,
50
dude.
meter butterfly.
Good
That's
pull,
how
Jake.
close it was.
Good pull,
That was
Jake.
very
Crazy.
cool.
But yeah, it's also the first ever buzzer beater dunk in playoff history, supposedly.
Because I feel like
Really?
dunks just don't
Yeah,
work to be buzzer beaters because you hold the ball. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I watched it live, I was like, there's no way he got that off. And then like I saw it, he like flicked it at the last second. I was like, man,
mhm.
I've never
But
seen anything like
And
this.
if you look at
even
Jokic's
still,
reaction,
He was so
Jokic
oh, he
mad,
didn't
dude.
care.
He was
Jokic looks like
so
he's going
mad.
into overtime.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But that even shows that like this this series is just even crazier than we thought it was going to be because they were up by 22 in the fourth.
Yes.
The Nuggets were up by
Yeah.
22 in the fourth. They had
Yeah.
a 99.9% chance to win with like 10 minutes left in the fourth. And then you look and it's a tie point game. Or
Yeah.
it's a tie game at like just like that.
Kawhi Leonard and Norman Powell were
Yeah.
ridiculous in the fourth
open.
quarter.
They
Yeah,
have the Clippers just have way too many more weapons
Yeah.
than way too many more. Holy
yeah,
grammar.
that is not English,
Yeah.
sir.
But yeah,
Way more weapons than the Nuggets do.
Jokic could have hit that shot. He could have hit that fadeaway one-footed
Nah,
three-pointer and then still just be angry over the fact that he got an offensive foul call 5 minutes before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've never seen him get that mad in a game of basketball. Like he looked like he was
Yeah.
gonna
He's gonna
kill
kill him.
somebody.
Yeah.
Dude, but
One series that actually no, just as an overall sort of point, the ratings have been super high for
Hmm.
this playoffs. They've been up for the from the past like 5 years, and it seems like there's been a fight every game.
I know.
There have been so many different altercations. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of players in each series that are just people that
So,
fight.
which brings me to my next point about how great the Knicks Pistons series is. And
Hmm.
there was a fight in the in the last game, and they as soon as they didn't even watch the fight, they saw that people were shoving, pushing and shoving, and they just panned the camera over to Isaiah Stewart on
Yep.
the bench.
I
Like
didn't
Yeah.
see that.
it was like he
Beef.
was the Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
and
dude.
he saw that there was a fight happening, and the camera just immediately panned over to him. It's hysterical.
Was he playing that game? Because I know he was
No,
hurt.
he was in street clothes, and they
Yeah,
just panned
dude.
him over. He was like sitting on the bench,
Yeah,
like just staring
beef.
at the fight. It was awesome.
Beef stew.
Yeah, beef stew, man. That series has been so much fun. There's
So much
actual
fun.
like
Oh,
bad blood in that series. It's
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder is a freaking hack. Like I'm sick and tired of watching it. Like all
no,
he does is
He,
freaking hack.
he's so good.
no.
He's
Jalen
so good.
Brunson will grab his arm and then yank him this
I
way,
don't
and
want to
then
hear.
flop back.
I
Yeah.
don't. Okay, Jalen Brunson does flop more than he should. I will
Yes.
give you that.
Yeah,
But Dennis Schroeder, he's also getting fouled every time he touches the ball. Like,
because Dennis Schroeder's not supposed to be guarding him. It's supposed to be a Sar Thompson, and Jalen Brunson will. You know that video? There's a video there where there's a car driving, and it comes in, cuts off the person in front of him, and then just slams on the brake, and so the person obviously rear ends them. That's what Jalen Brunson does every single time.
okay, so my question to you, as someone who has played basketball before, if you know you're getting that call and the NBA is calling it that way, would you stop doing it? Or are you trying to win the game?
No, I'm not stopping what I'm doing, but I
Like,
also
I mean, I'm trying
or
to
you
win the
can't
game,
get
but I'm
mad at him
also
for playing the
I
game the
know,
way
but
the game is being
he's
we like
played.
he's
ethical hoops,
losing
Jaden.
fans. He's losing fans. I can
We
tell
like
you that.
ethical. We like ethical hoops
And
on
he's
this
winning
show.
games.
And why is Tobias Harris good at basketball?
Yeah, he
Why
has
is
been playing well.
He's been playing really
He's been
well.
playing well.
And Cade
It's
Cunningham is a superstar.
is a
he's so
freaking
good.
stud.
He is
He's so
so
good.
good.
Can I just complain about the fact that every time I watch a full Lakers game, LeBron has an average game, and every time I go to sleep, I wake up and find out that he goes for 50?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's actually really BS, and I'm really not happy about
That it's going to be a very interesting game. We're recording
Yeah.
this on the 27th, and
it.
the Lakers Timberwolves game 4 is tonight. With the Timberwolves being up 2-1 right now. I mean, if the Timberwolves win this game, it's going to be
That's
real tough for the Lakers
The
to
Lakers
pull it out.
offense does not look like they can do much. Like
well,
it's either give the ball to Luca and kind of everybody get out of the way, or give the ball to LeBron and have him do something. But they have no like I don't know if like I mean I assume teams run plays, but it looks like they're so stagnant. Like it doesn't
and
look like fluid at all.
AR had a better game three, but he hasn't been playing well in the
Not
series
not at
overall
all.
too.
Not at
So
all.
I think like
So
go ahead, Jake.
half of what makes Luca so valuable is his pick and roll game. That's why he was so good with Gafford and Lively.
Hmm.
And the way that the Lakers have been running their rotations, Jackson Hayes isn't getting a ton of minutes,
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and so there's nobody really to have Luca throw the
allowed.
lob to,
Yeah,
and so they can double him off the pick and roll every time and force like a rotation. But the Timberwolves are going to live with a Dorian Finney-Smith or Gabe Vincent corner three versus like a wide open lob,
Yeah.
and Jackson Hayes is a one-footed dunker. Whereas Lively and Gafford are both 2 foot jumpers. And so it's harder for Jackson Hayes to catch lobs off a pick and roll because he's running and jumping off
Jumping
of
over.
1 foot.
Yeah.
So then it's a lot harder because he's going more horizontal versus vertical. So
yeah.
Luca can't really just like throw it at the rim and let him get there because that's not really how he does it.
Yeah.
But can we also talk about the fact that I love anytime Rudy Gobert switches on to Luca? It is just like my
Oh
favorite
my
thing to
God,
watch
it's
in the
Christmas.
entire
Ga-
freaking
Game two.
playoffs.
Game two. It was literally like call for the pick, switch over. Whoever had the ball, it was ISO. And it was just Rudy Gobert doing, his tap dancing classes for the entire second half.
I have never seen a
Yeah.
defensive player of the year get cooked the way this defensive
It's
player of the year gets
it's
cooked.
unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable.
Overtime.
Like,
I mean, it's Christmas. Every time that he gets switched on to somebody, everybody's like, okay, clear out. And
my
he's supposed to be
turn.
the best defender in the league.
Yeah, and Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt offensively are traffic cones. they don't know how to score. Like Jared Vanderbilt
Yeah.
is shooting like 0% from the field.
It's
Yeah.
so
Like
wild.
it's not great. But another series that kind of is shocking me right now is Milwaukee. What's going on over in Milwaukee?
I
Because
haven't caught
they're
much of the Milwaukee
the
series.
Pacers' first two games are they destroyed them.
I
And I
did.
don't know why Milwaukee is favored by it's like 5.5 right now for today's game. Yeah, I know Dame's playing, but like they have not looked very good. And I also
Pacers are
have
up 2-1.
Pacers are up
Yeah.
2-1.
I mean, we talked about it before this series started that the Bucks don't have the weapons that they
Yeah.
need, right? Like if because Giannis is averaging like 35 and 12,
Yeah.
and they're down 2-1 in the one game that they won, they barely won.
Yeah.
The Pacers just have more at every level. And for some reason, every time that they're in the playoffs, Andrew Nembhard turns into Patty Mills in an Australian jersey. Like he
Yeah.
is a killer in the playoffs. He hits big shots. He has a strong ass left shoulder.
Hmm.
There's like a 5 minute compilation of him just left shoulder bumps into some sort of like
Getting out the
euro
way. Yep.
Yeah. They're
because
good.
he's being guarded by AJ Green. Like there are just too many weak links on the Bucks outside of Dame and Giannis, and Dame isn't 100% obviously. And then Brooke Lopez is too slow, so they have
Mm.
to have him in drop all the time.
And
And
it's not
so
like
if they run like a Hallie Siakam pick and roll,
it's crazy.
one of them is going to be open the whole time because Brooke Lopez has to be all the way in drop because he's too slow, and all
Yeah.
he does is shoot threes. So
And
the
it's not like
spacing
Dame.
is weird. I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's not like Dame is your best defender either. Like,
No.
And
They don't
Dame does not look like Portland Dame.
no.
Like
yeah.
he
I mean,
he
He's
is
having trouble.
but
great, but
I was talking about this with somebody the other day. I think the craziest thing that like going back to like LeBron has done to the NBA is now it's like an expectation for these players to like play longer. And
yep.
because like we're now at the point in like people like Stephen Curry's career, Kevin Durant's career, where they should also be starting to fall off the side of a cliff. But because they're younger than LeBron and LeBron is still playing at a top 10 level in the league, it kind of forces them to as well. And Steph and Kevin Durant are the ones that are like keeping up, but like
Hmm.
people like Dame, people like Russ, like there are other players that are literally falling off the cliff, but we're holding it against them because it's now becoming the norm to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
100%.
speaking of Steph, this Rockets Warriors series is so exciting, and I've never been more intrigued about everybody who doesn't have the ball. Like every time the Warriors have the ball on offense, it's either Draymond or Pods or someone staying at the top of the key, and everybody else is just running in circles so Steph can get open, and it is so much fun to watch because he's getting like triple teamed in the corner with when he's no one near the ball, and he had 40 last night off of just running in circles.
Did he ended up with 40 last night?
I think
Yeah,
it
he
was
had 38.
Because
something like that.
I was watching it and I was watching the beginning of the game and he was like he had like 2 points. He was like one for like something from the field. It looks like he
Hmm.
couldn't even get open.
Yep.
I'm pretty
And
sure.
So
the fourth quarter was ridiculous.
That's
the Warriors
wild.
are
I
up
didn't see that.
2-1, and the refs could be calling way more for on Steph.
Yeah,
Like they're
they're
For
just
grabbing
stuff.
him and
the whole
Yeah.
holding
time.
him the whole time, and they're not really calling anything, which
No.
has made the series more entertaining.
Yeah.
But they could very easily, like Fred VanVleet could be fouled out of every game.
Yep.
Amen could be fouled out of every game, but they're letting them play,
Yeah.
which I've been enjoying.
And I feel like it's
I
been
don't
like
I
that
don't think
across the
they're
board too. Like across the board,
100%.
it's
That's
been
why things have gotten chippy because they're letting them play a
yeah,
little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
which I'm enjoying.
Jacob, I don't know if you were watching last night, but it was like there's like 6 minutes left or 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Steph ISO ball Dylan Brooks left wing and
Hmm.
nailed it. Got the
Yep.
rebound next possession and pulled the craziest shot I've ever seen in my life. He missed. It was the horrendous shot, and he like put up his hand and he was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "Steph, you hit the last 10. What are you
Yeah.
apologizing for?"
Yeah, you're good. You could pull up from the other free throw line. It's fine.
Exactly. But
Like I wonder if like playing like him is like he knows that some of the stuff he does is like not basketball sound, like not great shots, but
Yeah.
because he's him, like
yeah,
he can take
Yeah.
these.
Who
yeah,
cares?
yeah.
Like
He's the greatest shooter in the history of the world. Nobody's ever gonna get mad at him putting the
Never.
ball in the
shots.
air.
Never.
Yeah.
But
because
Who
yeah,
it's
cares? If you have even like a half of an inch, let that go. Like,
yeah,
why not?
watching Stephen Curry get hot might be my favorite thing to do in basketball.
yeah, because he runs back like on defense, like shaking his head, and I'm like, oh
Like,
man, let's
it's like it's
see what
crazy.
happens next possession. But
That
Yeah.
was definitely like in those like Warriors Cavs series. I was always definitely rooting for the Cavs.
hmm
But now that I don't have like a super interest against rooting against Stephen Curry, it's so much fun to
so
watch.
much
It's
fun.
so much fun watching him.
But yeah,
The Cavs are gonna sweep.
Cavs are gonna
The
sweep. Yeah,
Magic got one win.
yeah,
Congrats, but it's gonna
yeah.
be a gentleman's sweep. Boston
Yep.
will win
Did
the
you
next two.
see the end of I want to say it was game two where the refs almost gave who was it? I want to say was it the Magic Celtics game where
Yes, where they gave
the
him the
free
extra. Yeah.
the free throw
Yes,
or no, it was the Knicks game. It was the Knicks game. It was the Knicks game.
there was something wrong with the time,
Yeah.
and like they gave them a free timeout and a free side out of bounds when there was like
And
half a seconds left for no
yes.
reason.
Yeah.
So Jalen Brunson misses the front end, or
Yes.
makes the first free throw to go up two. Then he
Yeah.
looks at his coaching staff. Coaching staff says, Tibbs says, miss the second free throw. So he misses it. They start the clock early, and then
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Which is
just
they hit the
crazy.
side out of
Ma
bounds.
the
And I was like,
Magic. Yeah. The
go ahead,
Ma
Alex.
I was gonna say the Magic game three. I don't know if you guys were watching the end of the Magic game three.
Yes, that's it.
Paolo crossed half court, got the
And
ball
went
tipped
back.
into the backcourt, and they called the 8 second call. I was like, what is happening here?
They fixed that though.
They
They did
did.
fix
They
Yeah, they
did. They
fixed
ended
it.
up fixing it because everybody was going crazy. But I was like, are they really about to give the Celtics just the game, just
I
for
didn't see it
fun?
in real time. Like I think I looked away or something.
Yeah.
That's good defense.
Yeah,
And they
I was
showed a
gonna say,
replay, and I was like, oh yeah, that's bad. That's a
I
We
was like, what is
were
happening?
we were almost correct in our prediction that Ja would get one win, but
like I'm so
they
upset
were up
about
by
that.
30 and lost because Ja got hurt. But I'm like, bro, you're an NBA team. How are you gonna be up 30 and lose?
Uh, Grizzlies, thanks for
You
playing.
think it was dirty play, Lou Dort?
I think so.
No, he was
I
off balance.
I think it was little on the dirtier side. Also, two
I don't think so.
hip/back contusions on
Within like a
on the
day
same.
because
It was same night.
it was the same day.
Same night. Jimmy Butler and Ja both with the contusion. Jimmy needs to come back.
Yeah,
He has to come back.
I don't
Yep.
think I don't think the Warriors have enough. Even though I think they're up 2-1 right now,
Yeah.
I don't think
Yep.
they have enough to win two
I
more
don't either.
games without
And
them.
it's also like the only reason the Rockets have a win is because Jalen Green had 37. Like Jalen Green had 9 last night and they lost. Like it's like when Jalen Green plays well, the Rockets usually win.
But
And
the
when
Rockets have, I feel like the Rockets have more weapons than just Jalen Green. Like Sengun is one of the best
Sengun
bigs
is
in the league.
ridiculous.
Um,
Yeah, Fred VanVleet's had a horrible playoff run so far, but
Yeah.
he still can pull it
Yeah.
out in the clutch. And
Tamari Eason
Şengün is great. Tari Eason can hit buckets,
and
and
Jabari Smith
Amen
off the
Thompson is
bench.
the most athletic player in the league.
But at the same
So
time, Amen Thompson is so athletic and so good at defense. He
can't
cannot
score.
score like at all.
Neither of them can. Asar
There was
can't
like
either.
back-to-back possessions of like they were like on around the cylinder with like push shots and it like back of the rim clanks like every time. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's way too good to be
He
missing
needs
stuff
to
like
learn
that.
from Şengün because Şengün has that little teardrop that he does every single
mhm.
time. He would rather like a weird looking teardrop than a wide open layup, I feel
Yep.
like.
Yep.
He does those teardrops every single time, and then
And
for some
it's like
reason they always
100%.
hit the back of the rim, front of the rim, and in every
It's
single
like
time. His
it's
touch is crazy.
him and Isaiah Hartenstein both just do those little push
Yep,
shots
yep.
and they're both so good at it.
So good at it.
They-
Okay, so if you guys were to redo the bracket, what would be your championship right now?
I mean, I still am riding Boston. Like I think,
Well, Boston, who?
oh,
Yeah, because
in the
I
West.
don't think the Nuggets are coming out of the West.
I
And I
Yeah, you guys
also
had Nuggets and
and
Lakers.
Lakers.
oh.
I
Who did you have,
probably
Jacob?
Thunder.
I mean I probably would do Thunder, but at the same time, like I really don't know. Like if
Bro, I
Jimmy
kind of want to say Clippers,
no,
Celtics,
no.
but I think I'm still rocking Thunder Celtics.
If Jimmy
I
Butler comes back and is as good as he was before, I think the Warriors could get there.
go to the final?
Really?
I think they could.
So they would have to beat either the Lakers or the Timberwolves,
Yes.
and then who else would they have to beat on the other side? Either
Thunder, Nuggets, or
Thunder or the
Clippers.
Nuggets or the Clippers.
Heard it here first.
Wow.
Heard it there last too.
Wow.
Absolutely. That's just a prediction. I don't actually think I think it is Thunder. But if I were to, put a little oddball out there, I think the Gary Payton II looked like Kobe Bryant last night. He was unbelievable.
The Thunder have killed, and Shea has sucked.
He has.
So
He,
like they're so deep.
they're so
Shea
good.
shot 30% from the field the
Yeah.
entire playoffs. He's like 10 for 30 something
J
You
every
have
game.
to
Dub is
remember
so
that
good.
Memphis was a 10 seed, or Memphis was no, the Heat were the 10
Memphis was
seed.
eight. Memphis was eight
Memphis was
seed.
the 8, so
Yeah.
that's my bad.
Yeah,
Because I
Jay-
saw
but
that
still,
the
I
other day.
mean,
Because I saw the
they were.
Cavs are sweeping the Heat, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'm wrong about my play-in
Yeah.
reasonings.
A month before the playoffs, the Grizzlies were the second seed in the West,
hmm
and then
Yeah.
they just dropped. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Ever since Ja threw the grenade into the crowd, they haven't won a game since. But
yeah,
All right, shall we
yeah,
move on?
yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So good games today, though. So let's see if the
I
games come
cannot
out in our
wait.
favor.
Knicks Pistons at 1.
Yep. Yep.
So
Knicks Pistons at
Pistons are
1.
gonna win, and it'll be 2-2, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
It's my
Shout out
conspiracy
Megan McConnell, by the way. She was a great guest.
for sure.
Uh,
Wow. Wow.
And look at that.
The
I mean,
conspiracy lives.
okay, I didn't get it last time. I came in last pick last time.
Well, that's the
That's the
conspiracy.
conspiracy.
I don't I don't make the wheel makes itself. All right, So now moving on to our sports movies draft. We'll have 5 picks per team, and we're just basing it off of our favorite movies, the best movies, and we'll see how this goes. So at the 1-1 of our sports movies draft, I will be taking my personal favorite movie and arguably the best sports movie. Give me Remember the Titans.
There's just no doubt. I think that was probably
That's so sad, man.
that was probably a consensus 1-1 across the three
I
of
would
us.
hope so. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Such a good movie.
Great pick.
I really, really wanted that at 1.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. So for my first pick, I'll be taking Coach Carter.
Oh,
That Coach Carter
that's
is my favorite movie in all of the sports movies.
so.
But
Why
I
did you take
but
Why
Coach
did you take
Carter?
Remember the
because
Titans?
because I think Remember the Titans is a better movie, and I think my team will be better with Remember
You
the
just
Titans on it.
said that we're drafting off of our favorites.
Yeah, but Remember the Titans is too good to not take the 1-1.
Oh my gosh,
I couldn't
bro.
let you get it.
Oh my goodness, that's
Whatever.
hilarious.
Love Coach Carter.
So in the 1-3, I'll be taking Space Jam.
hmm
1 or 2.
Oh, definitely 1. I didn't hate 2 as much as everybody else did. There
Nah.
were a lot of people that hated 2 a lot.
Yes.
I was not one of those people. What will I be taking? And I know I'm gonna miss ones that I love, and I'm gonna look back on this later and be like, dang, I should have picked something else. But with that being said, I will probably go. Yeah, I can't do. I'm not a big love of basketball. Let's go. White Man Can't Jump. And I
White
want
man can't jump.
the original. I
was gonna say
haven't seen the newer one.
Okay.
it's
So
decent.
we're already getting into the point where I'm going to ask some questions. This is going to have to be a committee decision.
Okay.
Am I allowed to take Karate Kid?
Wow.
Oh,
I think
Because I would argue that karate is a sport,
I think I'll let it slide.
and the
I'm.
whole movie is based on karate.
I think I would let it slide.
I don't hate that. Yeah. Which Karate Kid though?
Yeah, which one?
The original. Yes, the original.
The original first one.
Yeah, the first one.
You don't like Jalen Smith
I'm like, yeah.
with the serpent?
I mean,
good.
that movie is great too, but I think that the first one, it really paved the way.
Absolutely.
So does that
Good
mean
pick.
that we can't pick any of like the Karate Kid franchises anymore?
No,
Like, can we
they're off.
not once we go
I
to
No, they're off the board. You can't
I
go Karate
think they're
Kid
off the
2.
board.
Yeah.
okay, oh dang, that means I'll change my pick then, but that's fine.
Okay, so I'll be taking Rocky.
That's where I realized. Yep,
I will
that's
be
So
it.
taking
so now
Rocky.
can nobody take a Creed?
Nah, Creed has to be
Oh,
still
I
alive,
Creed
I
is
think they're
different,
different.
right?
It's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
but
Cool,
no
cool.
more Rockies.
But no
Yeah,
more
no more
Rockies.
Rockies.
And
Oh boy.
with my second pick, I want some comedy in there. I want some comedy. I want some,
Oh.
something to jazz it up. And no one can do it better than Jackie Moon. Give me semi-pro. Give me
Wow.
semi-pro.
So it's crazy.
Hilarious movie for those who haven't seen it.
Oh gosh. All right, back to me. I hmm. Hmm, hmm, hmm. So I have Coach Carter and
Karate Kid.
whatchamacallit, Karate Kid. Okay, we're going to go Happy Gilmore.
hmm Great movie.
Solid,
Great movie.
very
You
solid.
see that they're making another one. They're making
Yeah,
a new
second
Are
one.
they
one.
really?
Yeah, they're making
Yeah.
a new Happy Gilmore.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
He's a
I will be
tribe member
going.
goat.
I do not think it'll come back around to me, so I will be picking Creed.
hmm
Okay.
Um, specifically, my favorite one was Creed 3. So specifically Creed
Creed
3.
3.
Okay.
But and then which I don't think you guys would pick, but just because it's like one of my favorite like nostalgic franchises from when I was a kid, Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, good movie.
Mighty Ducks. It's great.
Like
Good movie.
love the Mighty Ducks. I keep getting the ads on the TikTok shop for the Conway jersey, and I think about it all the time.
All right, Jake.
Oh boy. This movie wasn't like do I want to do yeah, I'm going to. This movie wasn't like technically that good, but I enjoyed it. I'm taking Uncle Drew.
I love that
I
movie.
loved Uncle Drew.
I
The
don't
f-
care what anybody
the
says.
fact that like when we were kids, when the Uncle Drew YouTube video came out, I think I watched it 50 times in a week. And then they
Yeah.
made a
Yeah.
movie about it. It got Shaq, they got Reggie. Like it wasn't
Uh,
an amazing
It
movie,
was a
but
spectacle.
it was so entertaining.
Yeah.
yeah, no. That's definitely probably there are definitely movies we haven't picked that are probably better than Uncle Drew,
hmm
but
Yeah, but it's
I
just
love that movie.
Yeah,
entertaining.
exactly. With my fourth pick, I'll be taking a more of a recent movie. I want Hustle. Shout out Bo Cruz.
Shout out
Okay.
Bo Cruz.
I enjoyed it. There are a lot of NBA players in there that I liked. And then
Guys,
my
I'm not
what?
gonna lie, I feel like we're missing one huge, like really good movie, and I really hope it comes back to me, but sorry. Go
Hmm,
ahead, Alex, what's your last one?
yeah,
I'll make you
yeah.
nervous.
Um, man. So this is also, I know none of you guys have this on there, but this movie was so entertaining. It low key sucks, but the viewers are gonna like it here. Shaolin Soccer. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys are familiar with Shaolin Soccer. The goalie's standing, he's like, a bicycle kick top corner, he just stops at one hand.
No,
I know when those little TikTok clips come up on your TikTok, you watch the whole thing through, and then you swipe over to watch the next clip, the next
I
part.
can, you're 100% right. That was not on my list, nor have I
Yeah,
ever
same.
heard of that
That
movie.
movie is
I've
unbelievable.
only heard of it because Alex used to show me clips of it. That's
That
it.
is
Yeah.
peak cinema.
Was it like
So
a Disney movie?
No,
no, it's like some anime something.
it's some Chinese
Oh, it's
no,
anime?
no, no, it's not
Yeah.
anime. It's not like
Yes, it
actually,
is.
it's not animated, but
Oh.
it is Chinese soccer, and it's just like they all like do crazy things that aren't real. They do like quadruple backflips and kick it, and it one of those things where like it comes off their foot and the ball's on fire,
Yeah.
and and it
Well,
is
I'm glad you enjoy that movie. I think that just means your list automatically loses, though.
people in the
Correct.
comments.
Yeah.
Shaolin soccer. All right, Jacob, your last pick.
So I'm deciding between two, and that really makes me want to have us do an honorable mentions.
Yeah, I agree.
on the back end, which I feel like we can do after our top fives.
It's fair.
So my last pick is going to be Miracle from the Miracle on
Hmm.
Ice.
Good
Solid.
movie.
Okay. And my last pick, which I honestly think probably will be the best movie on my team, is Moneyball.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
The
Yeah,
baseball one, where it's like with the A's and it's how the A's like
Mm,
changed, like going to
hmm.
like analytical baseball. I think Jonah
yeah,
Hill isn't in
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
yeah. It's a great movie. Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Um, and then what I was going back and forth, which honestly is probably one of my favorite sports movies that we're done drafting, obviously. But Glory Road, just honorable mention for Glory Road, like
Yep.
Yeah,
elite basketball movie.
I was deciding between Miracle and Sandlot.
That's a
Yeah.
good one too.
Yep.
Oh, and Hoosiers. That was my other one that I was
Hoosiers
thinking
didn't
of.
get on there.
Yep. Yep.
Blue Chips, I think we missed.
Blue
Yep.
Chips.
Yeah.
Thunderstruck.
Okay, that movie stunk.
Air Bud. No, I'm
Air
kidding.
Bud.
I'm kidding. My honorable mention, also more of a recent movie, McFarland USA, Sleeper
That's
Pick.
a great movie.
It's a
Is that the one with
phenomenal with
they're like runners?
yeah, the
Yeah,
runners
cross
from
country. Yeah,
the cross country runners. I
Yeah, I never
love
saw
that
it. I did
movie.
hear it was good though.
McFarland
that was a great
USA,
movie.
great movie. We missed, Longest Yard,
Yeah.
Love and Basketball, which, good
I'm
movie.
not a
Yeah.
big love basketball guy.
Yeah.
People
But
like die by that movie, and I'm
so going through each team, I would like to say that I have a lot of versatile sports in my picks. I remember the
Yeah.
Titans.
You're already trying to go because of that damn Chinese soccer movie. Go ahead.
Remember the Titans, Rocky, Semi-Pro, Hustle, and Shaolin Soccer.
I'm not
Jacob.
gonna lie, Alex, I really don't love your list.
Yeah, I don't. I love my list. I don't know if the
If that's all that
viewers
That was
matters.
will
such
love
a
my list.
waste of a Remember the Titans, dude.
Yeah.
Such
Get
a
out of
waste.
here. Get out of here. Um, Jacob
Walking around with
has
Michael Jordan and the YMCA players.
Yeah.
Jacob has Coach Carter, Karate Kid, Happy Gilmore, Uncle Drew, and Miracle. And Jaden has Space Jam, White Man Can't Jump, Creed 3, Mighty Ducks, and Moneyball.
I
Uh,
I, I think Moneyball saves me.
I think Jaden has the win here. I haven't seen Moneyball, but Mighty Ducks, Creed 3, White Man Can't Jump, and Space Jam, I love. And
my
Jacob,
team is so good.
your team is good.
Jacob has Coach Carter. Coach Carter probably beats everything on my
Coach
list.
Carter, Karate Kid,
Yeah,
Uncle
I'm not.
Drew. You guys were talking about how much you loved Uncle Drew.
you do not want to know that answer, Mr.
Yeah, but you said it yourself. It's like not a great movie. Like I love it because it's hilarious. And I used to watch all the
Yeah, but
Uncle Drew
entertainment
commercials.
value.
Yeah.
But like,
Hey, I'm sorry for the Alex lovers out there. I had to go with personal value. I couldn't go away from
Alex
myself.
is going week 4 with no wins
I
still.
couldn't go away
so
from
did I win this?
from my personality.
Well,
Did I
I
win
mean, it's up to Alex. I guess he's the only one.
So, yeah,
Space Jam.
and that's so bad
Space Jam's
because Alex is
so good. Such a classic. Mighty Ducks. I think I would give it to Jaden. I think I would give it to Jaden.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And
All right.
Alex, I recommend Moneyball whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Honestly,
I'll give it a watch.
like it's not my favorite movie, and that's I think why I forgot it. But like, great movie.
I will
Yeah.
say episode 5 is my week to win my draft. I will
Okay,
win.
that's good.
And I
Yeah.
think I could have won this draft because I think the best movie of them all.
Yeah, I
But
agree with that.
But I had to stick to my roots and go to my favorites, not the world's
Shaolin
favorites.
Shaolin soccer. That's what
Shaolin
it's
Soccer, Shaolin Soccer, and
Everybody,
Semi-Pro.
after you watch this episode, go ahead and
Go watch
Shaolin
Shaolin Soccer, and if you want to laugh, go watch some Semi-Pro. Jackie Moon and Coffee Black's chemistry on the court, absolutely incredible.
All right, so I got first trivia today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jaden's gonna start us off with a non-sports trivia question.
Yep. So my trivia is non-sports, fellas.
Oh boy.
This is not adjusted for inflation, so let's keep that in mind. The top 10 highest grossing movies of all time from Variety. So there's a little bit of like this is definitely a little bit of subjective thing with the inflation stuff, but The list for this film.
So we're doing top 10,
Yes.
and how many of those top 10 are in the same company, if that makes sense? Because, or actually, cool, we'll just start guessing
Yeah,
and
we'll
we'll
just
go
start
from there.
guessing.
I
You
will
go.
say that I'm pretty sure you guys have seen, if not all of these movies, at least 80% of them.
Because I'm
And
gonna go off the bat that like f at least four of them are Marvel
I
movies.
also was going to get there. Like, is Endgame not in the
Make
top
your
10?
guesses. I'm not going to give, I gave my hint.
Endgame,
Endgame is number 2.
Infinity War.
Infinity War is number 6.
Okay, those are my locks.
Yeah. Um, okay. Avatar, the Blue People.
It is number 1 all time.
Wow,
This
good
might be
pull.
too easy for you
Good
guys.
pull, Jacob.
No, I'm
No, I think
running out
there's some
already.
hard ones on here, though, that you won't think of.
Okay, so we got. Are there any other Marvel that you
Oh
think?
wait, shoot. We get strikes or could we are we just like going?
I'll say 3 strikes.
Okay. Do
Okay.
Should
you
we do? Yeah, 3
do you
strikes.
think
3
there's
strikes.
any other Marvel, Jacob, or do you think it
Yes, I
now
do think
branches out?
there are, but I don't know how many, and I don't know which one.
I don't know, like Avengers,
What would be
just
the other one?
Avengers
Like the
original,
first Avengers?
like something like that, or like Black Panther had a lot of viewers. Um,
I think the first Avengers is probably a good guess.
Locked in?
Or uh Captain America Civil War. That was
Civil
very
War,
popular too.
that was also, yeah, it was. Either one. I
Also,
like.
I think that the Spider-Man movies are in there too.
Oh,
I think Spider-Man, what was it, No Way Home?
No Way Home, the
Yeah, I
most
think that's
recent one
probably in there too. Yeah,
with all three
yeah,
So,
Spider-Man.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
that. I
your
like that.
guess?
yeah. Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Spider-Man
Yes.
is number 7. Good pull.
Nice, Jake. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So now, do we think it's any like animated movie? Like, are we thinking like I don't know how like the Lion King does comparative.
No,
Like, I don't know any. I don't really know movies like that.
I don't
Um,
really know movies like that. Um, okay. So, do you want to try another Marvel, like the first Avengers?
I mean, we can rock Marvel until we miss.
Yeah, I might as well.
Ride the hot
Uh,
streak.
Jaden, the first Avengers.
The first Avengers is number 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have Avengers Endgame at 2. You have Avengers Infinity War at 6. You have Spider-Man No Way Home at 7. And you have Avengers, the original Avengers at 10. And you have No Strikes.
And Avatar at
We have
one.
And
Avatar,
Avatar at
right?
1. And Avatar at 1.
Okay. All right.
All right. Um.
I need some help here, Alex.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like they all have to be not like recent, but
Newer.
like yeah, but relatively more recent. Like, what has come out that like had all the
Like
like Wolverine,
uh
Spider, like
uh Interstellar.
That's a guess?
I don't
Do you
know,
think
man.
like in Interstellar, Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, sort of any of Christopher Nolan's movies?
I'm not mad at Interstellar.
Okay, Interstellar.
Interstellar is not on the list.
Okay.
Okay,
At least
so
not on
it's
top
probably
10.
not a Christopher Nolan movie.
So are we
Um,
thinking like the top movies ever? Like, are we thinking The Godfather?
yeah, like Godfather, but I don't think that's out so long ago that it wouldn't be high grossing like that
It's true.
because less people went out to see
Yeah.
stuff
And
and it
movie
costs
tickets
less.
were a lot cheaper
Yeah,
back in the day.
right, exactly.
Deadpool Wolverine, the one that just came out over
You think
last year.
Deadpool Wolverine is top 10 of all time, highest grossing?
I don't know, Jacob. I'm naming movies that
You think
were
a
good.
Star Wars movie would be there?
Like Revenge of the Sith would be the one, but like
Or a Star
again,
Trek?
a Star Trek.
Probably not Star Trek, but like a Star Wars movie,
Low
maybe.
key, I think a Star Trek more than Star. I think Star Trek gets more grossing income than Star Wars, but I
Okay.
also don't know.
Golly, man.
All right, I'm going to guess from you guys.
Yeah, Alex, go ahead.
Star Trek, one of them. I don't really know one of.
None of the Star Treks are in the top 10. So that is strike
Okay.
number 2.
I
Okay.
think that was a terrible guess
Yeah, you brought. Why did you?
on our part. I know. Um,
Like
God dang it.
Top Gun. Like I don't know,
Oh,
man.
that's great. Yeah. I think that might be up there. Top Gun, either of the Top Guns.
I'm just giving you guys extra movies with your guesses.
Yeah,
You
no.
want it? We're locked in on Top Gun?
I'm Top Gun. Yeah, yeah, Top Gun.
And Friends, that is strike number 3. Would you like
Golly.
one more
Yeah,
guess, or would you
can
like
we
me to
get
tell you?
hints? Can we get hints?
Yeah,
Okay.
we lost, but let's see if we can get these.
So
Dang, that was
hints.
pitiful.
Yeah, it wasn't great. You have said every movie besides number 4 on the
So
list.
do we want to lock
We've
in?
said all of them?
Like at least one in
Do you want to lock
like
in?
you said the franchise.
Oh.
Winter Soldier or Civil War?
Yeah, Civil War.
That is not on the list.
No way,
Winter
man.
Soldier.
No, you guys got all the
Wait,
Marvel.
okay, so
Okay,
we did
no
get all
more.
the Marvel ones?
You got all the
Okay,
Marvel.
so a Star Wars movie. Or is it Revenge of the Sith?
It is a Star Wars movie. It is not Revenge of the Sith. At number 5, Star Wars 7, The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens has
Yeah.
more than all of the. I mean, I guess
I was surprised by that as well, but it came out recently.
if you would have told me it was a Star Wars movie, A Force Awakens was not in.
Because
probably
I don't think it
top
was that
three
great of a
guesses.
movie, if I remember correctly.
It promise you it wasn't better than Revenge of the Sith. I
Oh,
have
okay.
the high ground now.
all right, so I'll just tell the list because I don't think you guys can get the other ones. So we're at 1 of Avatar. You got 2 Endgame, 3 the second Avatar.
Yeah, but I should have guessed that. That's so stupid.
Yeah, 4 Titanic, which is crazy that's on this list because it came out in '97.
Wow.
Yeah. 5 Force Awakens, 6 Infinity War, 7 No Way Home, 8 Jurassic World, 9 the live action Lion King. So
Wow.
So that was
Really?
you said that, Alex, and I was like, wow. And then 10 the Avengers.
Okay, so we did
Damn,
okay.
we should have got
guessed
Avatar
poorly.
2.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't guess Avatar 2. That was so
Yeah,
stupid.
we just kind of
Avatar 2, I thought you should have
poorly.
gotten. All the other ones I was fine with you not getting. I would never have guessed the live action Lion King
Not at all.
Dang.
in my
I didn't even think that did well.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
And I don't know if this is crazy for me. I have not seen the Titanic.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
That's okay.
But that was fun.
You can keep watching Shaolin Soccer.
Exactly. We didn't do that bad. We just guessed kind of not great.
Yeah,
No,
Top Gun Maverick
okay.
was number 12 on the list, Jacob.
Okay.
So I'm not
Okay.
far off.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All
All right. Well,
Now we have our sports trivia question.
hopefully our viewers, when you were doing the trivia along with us, did better than we did.
Yeah, I hope so as well. So this is the trivia question for sports I wanted to give was less like stat related, like who did this at what time, because that's a lot harder to do. So I did I went a different route. So, who in the NBA currently? This is top five. Longest names by character.
What?
Okay. Do hyphens count?
Hyphens count.
Okay.
So what about my guy from the beginning of the episode? Dorian, Finney, and Thompson.
You keep combining people. There's Dorian Finney-Smith and
Dorian
Thompson Robinson. Yeah.
So what's the guy? He plays with the Lakers, right?
Dorian Finney Robinson Thompson Smith.
How do you actually say his name?
Dorian Finney-Smith. Is he on the list?
Strike
Dorian
one.
Finney-Smith.
Strike
Okay.
one. And you have 3 strikes.
Shay.
Oh, he wasn't on there?
No, he's not on there.
Yes.
Shay. Alex.
Shay is in the 3 with 21
Okay.
characters.
So what about Shay? Wait, you said this is just their last name?
No, full name total.
Oh.
Okay, so do we think Giannis is there, dude?
I could see that. What about
the nasty?
Nikhil? What's Nikhil's
Oh,
full
yes, very good. Nikhil Alexander Walker. Very good.
name?
Nikhil Alexander Walker in the 2 with 22
Very good.
characters.
Very good.
Naw, as they call him now.
Do we like the nastiest?
Is he still in
Does
the
he count?
NBA?
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's in the NBA anymore.
Alex is the nastiest still in the league.
He is still in the league.
So we're going that and Giannis, or I guess the nastiest is more than Giannis.
Yeah, yeah, nasty.
The nastiest in the 4 with 21 characters.
And is Giannis?
So Giannis 5.
Giannis in the 5 with 20 characters. So
Wow.
you guys are missing
Okay,
number 1.
so I think I know number one. If it's well, if it's not him, then it's somebody with a hyphen because I think it's my boy on the Spurs. Uh, uh, it's like Sandro Mamishkalishvili
Yeah.
or something like
That's
that.
the answer?
No.
Oh.
Is that strike two? Is not Sandro Mamishkalishvili?
Well, that wasn't a guess.
No,
Wait,
that
wait, wait.
wasn't a
That was
guess. I just
Okay.
I love him so much. I had to put my
Okay, so it's
Um,
not Sandro Mamishkalishvili then.
yeah. Fastest
Dang.
player in NBA history to score over 30 points in under like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you pronounce his name? Mambro Kalishvili?
Something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so
Um,
it's definitely a hyphen. It's a hyphen name. So you allowed to tell us if it's a hyphen name or not?
Interesting question.
I'm not giving you any hits. You have 2 strikes.
Is this like
We
a player
no,
that
we don't. We have one strike.
You have one strike, 1 guess.
is this a player that we would know?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Alex Len.
This is number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
And what was Nikhil?
Number 2.
But like how many characters?
22.
22.
So
Are sp- so like are you including spaces in that? Like spaces or characters? Or
Yes.
no?
It
Okay.
is characters, not letters. But like
spaces.
I don't think that should change your guess.
I just wanted to know what
Yeah,
we were
no,
thinking.
for sure.
We kind of ran through 4 pretty easily, but
Yes.
I'm struggling now.
Yeah, me too. So damn, I really thought I had it with Sandro.
And also, fun fact, 5 out of the 6 all time, like the top 6 longest names ever, 5 are currently playing, which I thought was interesting.
Is the six like Mamadou Al-Rauf
No,
or something?
number 1 all time is this dude who apparently played 9 games for someone in the 90s, and it's like Arvanovich Margala, blah, 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 blah. It's like a gajillion letters.
Guys, what are we doing with these names?
That's why I put the top 5 because I wanted to current because I wasn't gonna have you guess him because I know none of you have ever heard of him.
Boban Marjanovic. No, I don't know.
I have no
Golly, Jaden, I'm struggling.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's definitely not Wemby. Let's just
Correct.
name players, Jacob. You're not being
So
very
Kristaps Porzingis has a lot of names there, but that's not in it, obviously. I'm trying to think of hyphenated players. I can't figure out who. Carl Anthony
Alex
Towns,
Carl Anthony
but
Towns.
that's not that many
Oh,
people. There are names.
that 20. Carl's 4. Anthony is
Oh, I got it. I
um
think. Is it Kentavious Caldwell Pope?
wow. That's love. I'm down for that.
Is that our guess?
I'm down.
Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
In the 1.
That was a great pull, Jacob.
Nice job, Jacob.
Yeah.
He also has 22 characters, so I guess he's tied with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But I thought I saw that on the internet and I was like, that is a fun question because
Wow.
it's less like thinking about random things and more just like thinking of players. So those are the top
Yeah.
5. So it's from top to bottom, it is KCP, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, SGA, the Nastiest, and Giannis.
Wow.
That was
So
fun.
that is
Good question.
Thank you.
That was a good
Thank you.
question.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But
That was very interesting.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the longest characters ever on a jersey because Gilgeous-Alexander is on his jersey. That is the longest in history to be on a jersey.
Wow.
Well,
Fun fact.
things you
Fun
know.
fact.
The more you know.
So this concludes episode 4 of the Who's Keeping Score podcast. Thank you guys for joining. Let's see how the games on April 27th go. Let's go Pistons and let's go Lakers.
And
Any
let's go
final thoughts?
Knicks.
And
What's up with this freaking Pistons?
no, Cade
Like, do
Cunningham.
not want the Pistons to win
Alex
this
is
year.
joining the Pistons bandwagon, man.
I'm
Come on.
joining the Pistons
Like, that is
bandwagon.
I
not
was on
fun.
it since day one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go
And
Pistons. We hate Brunson on this podcast.
We do not hate Brunson. We do not hate Brunson.
and comment below
The clutch player of the year.
the clutch player of the year.
Yeah.
Comment below whose movie list wins and how you guys did on the trivia. But we'll see you guys for episode 5. Have a
Have a
good
good
one.
one, y'all.
See you guys.